Artificial intelligence. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12:4, tells us this about the end times. But as for you, Daniel, keep these words secret and seal up the book until the end of time. Many will roam about, and knowledge will increase. We see today that knowledge is increasing by leaps and bounds. Joel 2:2-9 says this, For the day of the Lord is coming. Indeed, it is near. A day of darkness and gloom. A day of clouds and thick darkness. As dawn is spread over the mountains, so there is a great and mighty people. There has never been anything like it, nor will there be again after it, to the years of many generations. A fire consumes before them, and behind them a flame devours. The land is like the Garden of Eden before them, but a desolate wilderness behind them, and nothing at all escapes them. Their appearance is like the appearance of horses, and like war horses, so they run. With a noise as of chariots, they leap about on the tops of the mountains, like the crackling of a flame of fire consuming the stubble, like a mighty people drawn up for battle. Before them, the people are in anguish. All faces turn pale. They run like warriors. They climb the wall like soldiers, and each of them marches in line, nor do they lose their way. They do not crowd each other. Every warrior of them marches in his path. When they burst through the defenses, they do not break ranks. They storm the city. They run on the wall. They climb into the houses. They enter through the windows like a thief. This can only be robotic soldiers, AIs who can think like a man, and yet are capable of doing things a man could not do. Many people would say, this is great, because now we do not have to send real people into war. This may be true, but what does it take for one of these robotic soldiers to fight a war? They first must have the knowledge about military combat. They must have reasoning and knowledge to make decisions, and to plan a strategy on how to attack or counterattack the enemy. This kind of reasoning and knowledge, and with such human abilities as running and climbing, and of course, speaking, what is it they could not do? They could literally be weapons of mass destruction. They could also determine who they think is an enemy. They will have no emotions or a moral conscience. They will have no feeling of mercy or compassion. What we think of now as innocent, or even a luxury of having, could actually become a nightmare to the whole human race. They could be more knowledgeable than their creators, and even stronger. We grow tired and hungry, and in need of water. They would not have a need for any of this. AIs today hear everything we say as we have them sitting on our tables, on our phones, and even our appliances are smart, as we say. Cars no longer need to be driven by man, and soon every area of life will be controlled by some sort of AI. Where does that leave man? Certainly not sitting on a beach soaking up the sun. We will be their slaves, and they will be our masters. If they can do all that we can do, and beyond, because remember, they will not need computers for knowledge, and they will be able to retain knowledge, so they will certainly have the upper hand. We will grow old and have our brain fog and memory loss, and they will be like the youth in the prime of their lives that could virtually go on forever. If Joel saw this at the time of the Lord's return, then we know that we have made, even now, the wrong decision about all of this. We have come too far for those who have already created such things and are using them already as waiters and hotel employees, as they take care of real customers. Their looks are so real that many people do not realize that they are robots. Now we can even grow real skin to cover them in. Today, we must stop and take heed of what is becoming of the human race and the future of this planet. Daniel and Joel both mentioned the day of the Lord. So if we are already headed there, then we need to hear the words of Romans 13:11-14, which tells us this. Do this, knowing the time, that it is already the hour for you to awaken from sleep. For now salvation is nearer to us than when we first believed. The night is almost gone, and the day is near. Therefore, let's rid ourselves of the deeds of darkness and put on the armor of light. Let's behave properly as in the day, not in carousing and drunkenness, nor in sexual promiscuity and debauchery, not in strife and jealousy. But put on the Lord Messiah Yeshua, and make no provision for the flesh in regard to its lusts. It's time for us to draw closer to the Lord, for his day is truly coming soon.